Hey, what's up guys? It's Vonnie Hudson, and today I'm going to show you how to share a folder from your Windows host machine to your Kali Linux guest virtual machine. In other words, from within Kali Linux, you'll be able to access your folders on your physical host Windows box. Now that might sound really simple, might sound really straightforward, but it's not. And it took me a while to actually figure this out. That's why I wanted to create a video, because I figured there's probably a bunch of other people out there who are having the same problem. So right now I'm at my Kali Linux installation. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you which version of Kali I'm using. So I'm just going to type in uname-a. It doesn't really matter which version of Linux you're using. You can see I'm using Debian. This will work for most versions of Linux. The first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to update some things. So we're going to want to go ahead and type apt-get, and then we're going to go ahead and update, apt-get update, and then we'll do apt-get upgrade. I'm going to do Y to basically say yes to all the prompts. And this is really important. This can take a long time, but you just want to make sure that your version of Kali Linux is completely updated, whatever version you're using. So the update, what that does is it actually pulls down a sort of a table of contents from Kali Linux's servers that basically says, hey, these are all the updates that I have available for you. It's just a file. And then the upgrade will actually tell your Linux installation to go out and pull down those files. So you need to use both of them in tandem so you can actually update all the files on your Kali Linux distro. Now, like I said, this can take a while, so let's go ahead and come back once this finishes. All right, that thing took forever to finish. It took like 20 minutes, I don't know, but after it finished, it changed my resolution. So if this happens to you, and it probably will, just go into Kali, actually what you do is you go to the upper right corner, you'll go to Settings, and then you'll go to Displays, I believe. Select Unknown Display, and change this to the resolution of your choice. Let's see if they have HD, 1920 by 1080. Yay! All right. So let's get this guy back in action. Keep these changes, yes. All right. So now, good. My desktop's starting to look all right. Now the thing that we need to do is we need to share folders. So you might think your first guess might be to, all right, I'm going to go ahead and go to VM. I'm going to go to Settings, and then I'm going over to what is this thing right here? Okay, good. That button went away. Sorry. Then I go to Options, Shared Folders. Oh, whoa, what's going on here? It says that it's disabled and I can't do anything. To modify shared folders while the virtual machine is powered on, VM tools must be installed and running in the guest operating system. So you think, all right, so I'll install VM tools, right? So you go to VM, install VM tools. Don't do it that way. And the reason why is because VMware on their blog posted this article that shows you the future of VM tools for Linux. And if you scroll down, it says that they're actually moving away from using VM tools. They're going to be using the open VM tools, open source standard instead. So I'm going to show you the future-proof way of installing VM tools that's going to allow us to install our shared folders, which will allow us to copy files freely from our host Windows operating system to our guest Linux VM. All right, so let me go ahead and minimize that. Let's launch the terminal again. Let's bring this guy back up. I'm going to type clear just to clear up the screen a little bit. And now we're going to do apt-get. And I am going to say yes because I want to install without the prompts saying, are you sure you want to do this? I'm saying, yes, I am sure. We are going to install the Open VM Tools desktop. And we're also going to install Fuse. So Open VM Tools desktop, that's what I showed you in the previous screen. That's on VMware's blog. This is going to be the new standard that they're going to use for VM tools. And then Fuse, this is just a package that allows you to install various file systems. And it's needed if you're going to use Open VM tools. All right. So after I install it, I'm going to go ahead and reboot. So I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to hit enter. So this should go ahead and install VM tools and then reboot the box once it's finished. And this shouldn't take nearly as long as the other thing took us. This should be over. And there you go. It took just a few seconds. See, the box is already going to reboot. So I will go ahead and see you once the box restarts. It may change your screen resolution a couple of times. Don't worry about that. Everything's going to get fixed once the box reboots. Okay, so the box is coming back up. We're going to go ahead and log into Kali, and I'm going to show you how to confirm if the Open VM Tools package has been installed. All right, so we're back at it. Let's go ahead and open up the terminal and see what we have here. Expand it a little bit, make it a little bigger. And this font's a little small, so I'm just going to go ahead and go to View, and I'm just going to zoom in just a tad, just to make it a little easier to see. And fix this window. I am a freaking perfectionist, so everything has to be lined up and perfect here. Okay, so now we're going to look at the running task. We want to see if VMware, the VM Tools option is running. And so I'm just running ps space aux, and then I'm piping that to grep, and I'm looking for VM, and you can see here that the VM Tools daemon is running. So now we should be able to install what we need, these shared folders. So if we go to settings for the VM while it's running, and then we go over to options, shared folders disabled. Now you can see I can enable it. So we click that, and then we're going to click add, next, and we're going to browse to the path that contains our folder. So mine is actually right here. I'm just going to go ahead and copy that. Let's go back to this folder here. And I'm just going to name it Stuff for Kali. I don't like spaces because Linux doesn't like spaces. So I'm just going to put an underscore in place of those spaces just to make it a little easier on the operating system. All right, so let's click next. And I am going to say enable this share and read only, because I don't want to accidentally delete the files on my host Windows machine. I just want to copy them. I want to download them essentially from my Windows box to my Linux box. So that's why I'm clicking read only. And I'm going to click finish. We're doing good here. Let's click OK. And now we're in a good place. So the first thing I want to show you, let's go ahead and close this terminal out again. Let's open up our files. And if we go down to other locations, we click on computer, and then we click on mount, you'll see this new HGFS folder, but there's nothing in there. Now this actually points to our host Windows box, but it's not showing up because there's one little trick we need to do, and this is the thing that makes everything work. All right, so let me show you how this works. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out, and let's get back into Kali. What we're going to do is we're going to need to mount it. So I'm going to type mount. Actually, let's use sudo. We're already root, but you typically would type sudo just to switch into the root mode. And so you can do this. And we're going to say the type is fuse.vmhgfs-fuse. So this is the type of file that we're mounting. It's a vmhgfs-fuse. And we're going to say host.host:/, meaning we're going to mount any files that are being shared from the host to the VM. That's what this means. And then we're going to say we're going to mount it in that HGFS folder. And then we're going to say an option of allow other, because we want other people besides root to be able to access this. In other words, anybody logged into this Kali Linux box, whether you're root or not, should have access to this shared folder. Of course, if you don't want that to happen, leave that part off. It's asking me for the password for root. Duh. Let me put that in. Awesome. I got an error message. Why? That's because, wow, guys, you should have corrected me. Okay, let's go ahead and put the mount option in here. Sudo-t means absolutely nothing. Without mount, you can't really do anything. Okay, good. So now we should be able to cd to that folder, and you'll see Stuff for Kali is in there. And if I cd into Stuff for Kali, oops, tab complete that, I can do ls-lah, you can see all this stuff here, and I can, I can access this if I wanted to. Of course, I can also go to my files and access it this way by going back to other locations, going back to computer, going back to mount and HDFS, and I've got all my files here. And I can just copy this stuff over. If I want to, for example, grab this piece of malware, I can grab that over, and look, it's right here. Isn't that cool? And I should technically be able to drag stuff directly from here. So if I want to use Mona and drag this, yep, it drags and it drops whenever it wants to drop. Come on, drop it like it's hot, baby. Drop it like it's hot. It's supposed to drop. Did it drop? Oh, here we go. Error while copying. There's an error. Okay, well, just go ahead and retry that. Okay. See, sometimes you'll get errors and then you just click retry and it works. So guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope this helped you out. Just remember, once you're done copying your files between your, from your host to your guest, dismount. You don't want to leave that on the whole time. So what I like to do is I go to VM settings, and then I just go back here, and I just disable it after I'm done, because you don't want to expose your machine to any risks. You don't want to increase the attack surface of your Linux distribution. So I hope this helped you guys. It helped me out a lot. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you thumb this video up if you liked it. Share it with your friends, and leave a comment. Go ahead and share any problems you're having. I like to jump in the comments and respond to people. And I will see you next time whenever I post another video for everyone. All right. So see you guys.